It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 699.
Oof, what's happening, guys? What's going on? Happy Saturday. And how do you do? You don't say happy ANZAC Day. You just say it's ANZAC Day here in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, I actually, this morning we had our window open, could hear the trumpet in the morning doing. It was great.
I wonder if this is... like I've seen on Instagram, I saw a heap of people, someone in Elstonwick, I saw Andy Lee playing the trumpet, and now you're saying it. But I wonder if it's because of the lockdown or the isolation that there is more sort of noise being made from home rather than you go to the dawn service and things like that. I mean, last year, it is, yeah. So it's like,
there was no dawn services this year because of the, all the rules.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, I went last year to meet, I went to meet Craig Harper on this day last year, and we absolutely fucked it. Because the thing is, I met him at 9 a.m, and every cafe near like the RSL, so it's like, it was flooding. So it is, so many people are out. It's a weird time, isn't it? Yeah. Where you just can't do things that are, honouring people that have,
Well, I think that's why we're sort of shifting things and finding new ways to do it. But there is something nice about the tradition. I feel like I'm someone who I forgot all these things that you did as a kid, and I wish that I sort of could get back into it. I feel like as an adult, I sort of moved away from. Are you okay, TJ? I feel like you.
Oh yeah, Bodie's crying. Hey, Mouse. Bobo.
Okay, there's a lot happening.
Yeah, he's in the car. He's in the car sleeping.
Okay. I feel like when I was a kid, I would do all that sort of stuff, but it can get lost. You almost need to re-find some of these things, like these rituals, like getting involved in this stuff, and I mean, it's everything
to like I mean, I've found it interesting now being a parent, thinking about it's like you've got the chance now to form the rituals.
Yeah,
Amy said the exact same thing. She says, "Nick, I want to be the family that gets up at 6 before dawn and goes to a dawn service." And it's like, it is just a choice, right? But a lot of them are inherited from parents that have decided it previously.
Did you have the choice roast now to Sunday roast? Nah, we did Friday night fish and chips.
Friday night fish and chips. I mean, yeah. What else is there? I mean, it's more like Christmas time, long drives and those kind of. I mean,
ANZAC bickies.
Oh yeah,
ANZAC bickies.
Have you made some, George?
No, I haven't made any. Mum sent down some cookies, which we'll have.
Nice.
But I was thinking another tradition is two up at the pub. Have you ever played two up, Josh?
No. Is this like an RSO? Is this like an old sort of war game type of thing, or like things that the soldiers?
Yeah,
play?
so the soldiers played it in the trenches, and it's actually illegal every day of the year apart from on ANZAC Day.
Oh, really?
And so
it's illegal because midday, you're gambling, because
it's like it's gambling, but it's what do you call it? Like it's kind of a bit loose. Everyone's just gambling with each other, like giving each other cash and stuff. So it's unregulated.
Oh,
that's why it's illegal. But they do it on ANZAC Day at the
I
pubs.
love that.
And so what it is it's they get 2 coins on a little plank of wood, and you're standing around a circle, and you're kind of going $20 or $40 or whatever, and then you match with someone, and one of you guesses heads, and the other one guesses tails, and then the spinner flicks the coins up, and if they're both heads, then you win the money. If they're both tails, and then the others win the money.
How do you know who gets to pick first? Because I guess you can't have both people picking the same side.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, for example, like if you went $20 and Tommy was like, "Yeah, I'll go $20," then you say, "I'll go heads." He'll go, "I'll go tails." Whatever.
Oh, that's fun.
But what if I want to go? I want to go tails.
Well, so that's where it becomes.
Yeah,
I want to go heads.
Then you have to find someone else who wants to go heads.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just.
It's hard for people like that are sort of really into pushback to play that game because unless there's some way of picking,
randomizing just who goes first, who goes second. I just saw Tully just post a photo saying things are different this year. Last year, people were lining up to play 2 Up. Now everyone's lining up for Coles, and she posted this photo. It's like people used to line up to get into pubs to get pissed and play this, but this year it's just lines for Coles.
I mean, I feel like one thing about we had the Friday night drinks last night,
Mate,
but we're still getting up. We're still getting up early. This is a great thing about like 9 o'clock. Felt like that was a really late evening.
Yeah,
but you could wake up at like 5:45 and feeling ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Who was best on ground last night? There was some absolute effort.
Yeah, how much do we want to go into it, Sevs? Can you set the rules on what we can talk about and what we can't?
I think not much about.
We don't have to mention names
about the kickoffs.
We don't have to
talk.
Someone got their top off.
Sacred space.
Someone took theirs. I think they probably deserve best on ground, but I don't know if we need to go into more detail than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
look,
someone did that.
They were over age. They were over the age of 18. It was.
It was great.
It was no peer pressure. There wasn't peer pressure for him.
There was huge peer pressure in the chat, I believe, and we won't mention who was involved in the peer pressure.
But someone has requested every half hour for this person at their 40th to take their top off.
Yeah. So we're taking
which is a great comment.
requests now. But I mean, it is turning into. Bree mentioned with she was talking to Gemma via text, and she just having experienced everything because she was sort of going to join in on kick-ons, and then after I spilt my drink everywhere. It sort of ruined didn't ruin the vibe, but she was sort of like, you know what, I sort of can't be fucked.
You spilt $20 of liquid on your chair.
Oh, it was imagine if I was drinking red wine.
It was a good one to spill.
Nightmare.
Yeah, it was a great one to spill.
You spilled the cocktail that Shannon Tilney bought you.
Yeah, but I still had a good amount. To be honest, if I'd had what Shannon had actually given in the entirety, I think I would have made some bad decisions. So I think that it was okay. But what Bree was pointing out was this is becoming. It feels a little bit like we're in school, and there was the party. And there's all the different elements of the drama of the party, who's kissing who, who took their shirt off,
Yeah.
It's feeling that?
Because there's definitely the Zoom thing. I mean, we were on a Zoom call for 5 hours with a whole heap of people. It's fucking awesome. Thanks for appreciate the dedication from the Gronks. But you strap in, you put your headphones on, and and then having some alcohol, you really just get sucked into the vortex of just the screen. But it's a weird thing. Imagine if there was a camera watching you, and then you watched it back sober, you'd be like, what's going on there?
Well, Sevs, I mean, what's your observations as someone who's new to drinking? What did you think of the experience? I feel like you really leaned in last night.
Yeah, I mean, so I had two. Well, actually, the first drink was what Shannon sent through, and it was sort of like a fruity gin thing. And then I had another gin and tonic, and I probably had a bit too much gin. Yeah, I wanted to keep that feeling of like just being a bit pissed, and everyone was telling me to have food and water, which I didn't. I don't think that's a good idea because I wasn't going to drink more. And if I just if I just stay at what I'm at, then I'm not going to get worse, and I'm just going to ride it out. And so, I mean, and
that's why the heroin, junkies get so upset when they get their high. Take it. Was it a bit of the you just don't take my high?
Absolutely, exactly. Don't take it away from me. This is my experience. You absolutely cannot take this away from me.
It sounds a lot like the gummy experience from LA, from my perspective, doesn't it? Just like you don't. This is my moment.
You don't control me.
Did Shannon send you a souvlaki or something? I remember just you.
Yeah,
just
she
saying,
did.
This is so good.
Yeah, I did. I did down I think it was a gyros that she sent to my front door. So
Shannon must have dropped like $100.
At least. I tell you what. Here's another thing. I realize, when you go out, George. I could imagine you haven't had this, Josh, but at big nights, you can end up just like spending so much cash. You don't think about it. Yeah. Like, especially is like the more wasted you are. You can come home and you've spent $500 on a night easily. I've spent $500 out very easily. Yeah. You're shouting people drinks. You're paying $150 for dinner. Buy a bottle of wine. You know, it's ridiculous. I don't think it's exclusive to being out at venues, because I'm buying Uber Eats for you guys on the business. It's like it's all loose.
Well, that's what Brie was saying. She's like, Josh, like, teacher, like because I was just on my personal Uber Eats just doing it, and Bree's like what the fuck you do? Like, can you get that? Can you get the business card on there, because you're fucking shit up? So we can't eat tonight.
It's officially tax deductible because it's a part of the show.
What happened to Sev? Has George and Sev's just frozen? It looks like they have.
This is it's all right, baby.
Yeah, that's okay.
Back to the old days. Remember the old days, Josh?
It was a simpler time.
Remember the old
days?
days, just you and I, no cameras, but there was no love story. You know, it was just you and I talking about squeegees and Shepparton.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite boring, wasn't it?
No, it was all right. It was all right, but it's grown. It's definitely grown. It is amazing seeing everyone on the Zoom call. Like it is a weird, guys. I know it might feel weird for you too, but it's a weird for us seeing everyone come together and talking and it taking on a life of its own. It's fucking so cool.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
Can you tell us a bit of a story? Think of a time where you spent more than you were expecting. Whilst I get the boys back on.
Oh, dude, it was my birthday once, and I went out. We went to Francois. French restaurant in Melbourne, and that night we ended up going to this other bar and then going on a few Uber missions and going to a club, and I spent $550. I was so
where was it?
Pissed off. Just in Melbourne. I think it was when I was living in Shep, and I just come down. Like, I'm so much more strict with spending now. Like, I couldn't imagine that happening again.
How do you know what to spend cash on? Like, what? Like, is it? How much is a fair amount on a bottle? Like, is there a good? Is there a good wasting money and then a bad?
Oh, I mean, I was hungover the next day. I don't know if it's good at all. Like, especially over in Los Angeles. Like some of the nights I had over there. Like, but you're
also dealing. You're pissed, and you're also dealing with the conversion as well, which doesn't help.
Oh, I mean, that's if you're thinking about it. 2012, you didn't think about it, JJ.
It was parody, right?
Just was what it was. I've asked Shannon because I imagine she's spent a bit out. She won't. Oh my God! Did George say last night he'd be making an announcement today? Oh, that is right. George did say he was going to be talking about something today.
Wonder if the boys.
He's got nervous. Hey, something I did last week when I was a bit drunk on Friday night, after Friday night drinks, I got Bodhi an Instagram account.
Oh,
I was like,
here we go.
Well, I haven't posted anything, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it. I got Bodhi Jackett.
Just Bodhi Jackett. That's quite good.
Yeah, just got the handle Bodhi Jackett.
Are you going to get his .com as well?
I mean, shit, I should. Should I? That's the thing. Should. Do you think?
I think it's worthwhile. Like, pay for the 10 years or whatever, so you don't have to think about it for a bit. You could, you can. Really? And it'll be cheap if you do it that way.
Don't be a rat if you're listening and buy it.
Oh yeah. They'll spell Bodhi wrong anyway. It should be okay.
What's happened to these Gronks?
Yeah, no, it's an absolute nightmare. I'm trying to work out how to get them back connected. I've given them new links and everything.
How are we still here? How am I here?
Yeah, this is.
It's whose fault it is?
Whose?
George's.
Yeah, it's definitely. It sounds about right, doesn't it? Hang on.
And so, does your room smell? Because that's one thing. If you spill alcohol, there's easy sort of dry. Wipe it up. But does your seat? Does that stink of alcohol?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it was smelling pretty bad. Hey, George, are you back here now? Are you?
Kind of.
Yeah. The wrong camera you couldn't get the other camera working. That's okay.
I'm in Chrome because Firefox wasn't working.
Oh, that's all right. Have you had any big nights where you've spent a bunch of cash, George?
Yeah. How much and what did you spend on?
The most I've spent is $500 in a night.
And what did you spend the money on?
Oh, it was just like shots and just like just shouting so many people. I remember I was waking up on my Tani.
There you go, Sevs. Welcome back.
Sevs is back.
George was gone as well, so don't feel
was
left
weird.
out.
Yeah, that's
go
weird.
on, George.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I was I think it was 8. Would have been 19. Woke up on my deck at Mum's house with Tani just like looking down at me, just being like, "What's going on?" And checked my bank account, and I'd somehow spent like $400 or $500, which for a 19-year-old is a lot of money.
That's a huge amount of money.
A lot of money now. Yeah. So,
Sevs, what's the single amount of money that it's definitely not drinks and stuff, but when you were younger, did you ever make a ridiculous purchase?
Nah, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? I bought a server for about $1,200.
Yeah.
And I bought a bunch of hard drives to go with it as well. And so they I was going to put it into a data center and like sort of like rent it out, but I didn't end up doing that. And so
is that really how it works? So you buy a computer and then they put it into the data center?
Yeah, so they call it co-location, I think, and you pay like $100 a month, and then you can just run off your own hardware. And so I was going to do that, and so I spent $1,000 on the hard drives and then $1,000 on the server, and so I didn't get to the point where I actually ended up putting it into the data center. So I bought everything, and then I was sort of trying to save face, and so I sold as many hard drives as I could on Gumtree, and then realized that okay, well these aren't going to go, and so the next thing on the list was a warranty claim for a refund. So I decided to put them in a bit of water.
Oh,
and
how old were you?
This is probably still in school.
Yeah.
So I mean, not that long ago. But
it's not that ideal. It's not ideal.
But I got a refund on all of them. So
okay, no, that's good. I appreciate
and then I did sell the server. So it's all good.
I think the delivery thing is like it is the new version of that. There is a thrill with sending something and then tracking it, and it's not your place. It's like, is this going to get to the person? What's going to happen? I feel like I'm fucking mission control of the fucking moon landing.
Yeah, it's great. You see the sort of countdown, and then especially when they call you, they're like, "Yeah, we're here." We're like, "Yeah, go up, go knock on the door."
Houston, we have a problem. You know, you pick the wrong.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had a bit of a problem last night, didn't we?
Yeah,
wrong address. That was a slight nightmare.
Did you? Yeah. So how many things got sent to people last night? So we got sent cocktails the day before.
Yeah, that was from Shannon.
And then
you sent
me, you
TJ.
got sent something from Shannon, and then I sent you Uber Eats, Josh.
Veggie bar was
great. Who did the others?
And did you send Josh Uber Eats last night?
Yeah.
Really? How did I
look
miss
after
this?
DJ Precious? He's got to eat.
It was good.
I had I had
to get myself Uber Eats.
You went Macca's, didn't you, George?
Yeah, I got Macca's. Yeah.
It looked good. And then we got Shana. Go on.
George, you bought mixers. You bought like
that's right. Yeah.
Coke and Sprite. So you could mix it.
Coke.
Now, what did you buy? You just bought Coke.
Big Mac meal, nuggets, quarter pounder meal, chippies, few chips.
But you got all those drinks so you could mix alcohol in them, right?
Yeah, because we're running out of mixers. We only had gin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just forgot. I've actually got LaCroix here.
Oh, great. Which flavour is that?
I forgot to open it. Mango.
Oh, yum. Why have they chosen a green can for mango, do you reckon?
Mango. Yeah, no, that absolutely
doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah.
That's solid.
But
then who else got sent?
Yeah, so I sent Grace chicken parma and garlic bread. And the guy Alex said that it was no one was answering. And so it was like this and it's so funny when you're half pissed or just completely pissed, there is something fun in the struggle. Do you guys enjoy the struggle of playing with your brain? Yeah. Like me trying to search for Grace's address, it took me 10 minutes just to work out how to get her address and then copy and paste it. Like the fact that it got to her especially what she was dealing with at her end. The fact that she was able to get it from the Uber Eats guy, it was a huge win.
It's a bit of a nightmare messaging the Uber driver. That's what my problem was. He was like going to the wrong house, and I was trying to figure out how to search that house on Google and like direct him, and it was just, I'm pretty sure I reckon I probably sounded a little bit impatient and a little bit like aggressive towards him. So
it's the equivalent of like Spider-Man has someone, or like Tony Stark has a system that is like answering questions, or who else is it? Like in Spider-Man, there's
talking
someone
about Jarvis.
Yeah, like Jarvis, but then there's another one. His mate in Spider-Man's like, "Can I be your version of that?" So he'll be on a earpiece, directing him. Man on a chair, Amy's yelled out. That's what it is. And so it's like you're the man on the chair.
No, there's a man on the chair right now. She needs help.
Oh my God, who is that?
Tyrone.
But where could you take this to? Huh? How far could you take it though? Like, we're talking food deliveries here.
Yeah.
What more? Like, where could we get this to?
Can we get a courier just to pick up something big?
Oh, yeah. There's so many things you could do. Like, and that's the thing. I have a tendency to go silly with stuff and put like just, and so that's what I feel like the food thing's good. But there's heaps of really dumb shit. But there's like websites for this. Like this is, I can see the whole like, who was asking for someone's undies? Was someone asking for George's undies the other day? Or am I making this story
Really? I reckon you've made that up. I don't
who was asking for something, socks or something? Did that not happen?
Of George's?
No.
I feel like George was there and we had a conversation around what would it take to get, maybe that was in the chat. I don't know, but I can just see this whole the logistical thing, you know, like people get into the whole sending that sort of stuff. You can see sort of the thrill in going to the post and just the logistics of the whole thing. Not saying I want your undies, George. But,
that's all right.
But send them.
Yeah.
Speaking of deliveries, I've got some gifts for you guys from Kaz.
Oh, Kaz.
That got delivered last night.
From your
your
mum.
Is she okay with
what? Was your mum on it too? Was your mum on the bandwagon too?
No, she sent down some stuff. Full disclosure, they're mainly for Josh and Tommy. Nice. There's nothing for you.
That's all good, mate.
Well, the thing is, I was worried yesterday after I feel like Kaz and I have quite is tumultuous the right word? It's this sort of
up and down,
high energy sort of love-hate relationship where I feel like sometimes we're really aligned and things are going really well, and then sometimes she's not talking to me, and I felt like during Friday night drinks,
why is she not talking to you?
Well, I just feel like there was the whole Instagram incident.
Yeah,
but then
she doesn't really understand Instagram.
Yeah, that's what she says.
You know,
and then
she was replying to your story as just so you could see that she's seen it. She didn't get
really?
That. You don't have to reply to everything.
Okay. Well, no, but in the chat, I had apparently asked a question on Friday Night Drinks, and she had answered it with, I'm filling out the form. And then I didn't remember that I'd asked whatever question it was. And so she then wrote back in the chat, said, "You asked." And so I felt like in that moment, I was like, uh-oh. Kaz is like...
I think she actually wrote "you asked" and then like for the Sex and the City character. I think she was a bit delayed. Us Martins were delayed.
I do remember reading that.
Yeah. You asked
you completely misinterpreted that, Josh.
Yeah, the comments are going quick.
So anyway, but Kaz and I are good right now. Everything's fine, great. George.
Well, she sent you down some presents.
Okay, but when did she send them? She may have sent them on Wednesday, and now she hates my guts. It's Saturday.
No, she loves you. She loves you, Josh.
All right.
Well, so this one for Josh, I actually thought it said "fucking good managers."
Okay.
But it's fucking good manners.
Oh, that's great.
So.
It's
just a book about having. I think it's like a bit like You're Not Listening. Like, you know, we need to start. Getting our manners back in check.
Is this like is this a criticism Am I taking this
as
criticism?
It could be. So there's like,
Sorry,
I feel like it's right up your alley. There's like, all the different chapters: basic manners, public transport, driving, the cinema, the shops, public toilets, queuing.
Oh, this is good. So this is all etiquette type stuff?
Etiquette, yeah.
Oh, this is good. Can you turn to one right now? Can you give me a choose?
Yeah, sure.
Can you? What do I get to select from?
What about okay.
Well, email. I mean, you've had your nightmare of an email situation in the past week.
Public transport, driving, cinema, shops, public toilets, queuing, neighbours,
public
and
toilets.
community.
I would love to know.
Yeah.
I'd love to know the etiquette of public toilets.
79.
Turns out you can't shit in them. It's
a rule. I told you.
Okay, so let's see.
It's annoying they don't have an office toilet one in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your fucking distance. Gentlemen, rule. Even if you've never said it out loud, if there's an option to leave a space between you and your fellow urinator, then do so. If you have the choice of 3 empty urinals, either choose either of the outside ones, allowing room for someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty...
That's pretty standard.
Zip your mouth. So it's like, don't talk in there. Keep your eyes to the front. Okay, well, these are pretty...
No, these are good, though. I appreciate it. I think Tommy could learn some things from it.
Yeah.
And so that's...
I've tried to get next to you I've tried to get close to you taking a piss next to the urinal.
We've done it a couple of times. I think that
we've done it a couple
I did it with our hot accountant.
Oh, that's true. How was that experience?
And we kept the conversation going. I think we kept talking about what we were talking about. He's a man that has his eye on the prize. He's just, can talk business while taking a piss. It's great. That's what you look for in an accountant, to be honest.
It was actually a test. It was a test. It's like TJ do the piss test. Our last accountant pissed all on himself when we tried to do that. Couldn't do 2 things at once. Thank you, Kaz.
So that's one. So
I love the yellow too. It's going to look great in the yellow section.
It's nice hardback. Yeah.
Over there. Yeah.
Oh,
it's really, really nice.
In today's busy world, it seems we've forgotten a few of the basics in life, like treating each other with respect, dignity, and some fucking good manners. So there you go.
Yeah, I love that. I love that there's no dust cover too, because dust covers can get a bit annoying.
Yeah, I don't know what a dust cover is, but
you know, like the hard cover. There's the thing around it, but then you sort of it's very fumbly when you end up having to get rid of it. And then where do you put the dust
falls
cover?
out. Yeah, Gary V did it on his book. I ripped
really
it.
dumb.
Bloody
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, Joy.
This one you might have this one already, Josh. But I don't know.
Wait, so is this for Tommy or for me? Is this?
This is for you, Josh.
Oh, thank you. This is I've been meaning to read this
James
book.
Clear.
Yeah.
Atomic Habits.
What's this
Tiny
one about?
Changes. Remarkable. It looks very similar to Tiny Habits. Maybe it's all about making small changes that will eventually make a big difference.
Matt Diavella had him on the show. I'm very keen to read it. Thank you. Thanks, Kaz.
So either Kaz, let's read into this. Kaz thinks you've got no manners and you can't change any habits, and so you need help in those 2 areas.
But what I appreciate is, Kaz, I sort of had a moment this morning where I was like, I don't blame Kaz for hating me based on how I've treated everyone at the book club. Like the book club, I sort of thought about it. I was like,
more than you.
Yeah, that's true. Get that on a t-shirt. No, but I just thought geez, you're a piece of shit. Today's meant to be as in me. I'm like, today's the day that I said that I was doing the book club, and here I am, just fucking having my coffee at home with no intention of bringing it up. Like, what a piece of shit. What an absolute piece of shit I am.
Yeah.
And so I thought about it. I was like, no wonder Kaz fucking, it all makes sense. No wonder she's trolling me in the chat.
You're looking into it too much, Josh. It's all good.
Yeah.
She's lovely.
No, she is lovely, but you can be lovely and hate me, can't you? That's what makes it harder. I think when nice people, because she doesn't seem like the type of person to hate many people, and so I feel like what I said.
Why do you think she would?
I don't know, but I think it's maybe because we really hit it off on the first book club, and she was so complimentary, and because I haven't done the book club. And so I almost, the story that I've said is it's like Kaz is such a nice person that she'd be the type that's like, I like most people, But little did I know that Josh Janssen would walk into my life, and just be a real...
I think it says more about you. I reckon there's probably 10 people within the Gronk Squad, I won't name, that you've said that you think they hate you.
Which they do. And I don't fucking care,
and I've just said, what the fuck?
You're just
I haven't
a big
once
insecure
thought
baby.
about anybody in the Gronk Squad hating me. I don't like it. Even if you do hate me, it's not my problem.
But the thing is, I'd prefer to talk about it. Like, maybe I shouldn't talk about it. Should I just keep it in my head?
No, I think it's fine. But you got to realise. I think you talk about it because you do realise it's bullshit. Like you said something about somebody like this person doesn't like me, and then they fucking helped you.
Yeah. They'll love
someone who.
Yeah.
If you
but I was like,
someone,
this is some sort
that.
of exactly. No, I agree. I understand what you're saying. But it's fun to create the story sometimes.
You're a kicked puppy who's now a grown Doberman. Just just a bit cracking on edge.
It's just but there isn't a way.
That's all right, mate. You weren't fed as a kid. It's all fine. It's fine.
I was definitely fed. No, I think that no, there is something about the big group. This is why I talk about. I don't like big friendship groups because if there's a big friendship, this is like Sev saying that he's going to meet Grace's 20 friends. If you have 20 friends, you're gonna there's potential for at least 5 to hate you at any given moment. And it's just a lot to manage.
Oh, I mean, I remember early days. I think stuff affects people more than others. Like, say, if you had something go wrong in a friendship group when you were younger, and it highly affects you moving forward. Like, I remember this once. This kid, and I had the awareness at the moment to be like, that's him, that's not me. This kid who I was best friends with for years, from like grade 1 or something up until 13, 14. He didn't invite me to his year 7 party because he was scared I was going to steal all his friends. Like, it's literally what his mum told my mum. And I was like, oh my God, that's sad. I was like, that's so sad. Because I definitely would have, but I would have done it. No, but and then like one day he had me and my mates from my school over at his place. And then they were all conspiring against me, obviously, and then they're like, "Yeah, okay, we're going." And then
wait, people were conspiring against you, and I'm the one.
Yeah,
that spirals.
to get me out of there, and then I left, and then they walked around the block, and went back to his house, and so it was like they were trying to get me out of there, and it was so funny because at that moment things shifted, and Conspiracy Jimmy, who is my best mate, we've known each other for over 20 years, that's the reason we started becoming best mates. And then all of a sudden we had a whole new friendship group. But I can see how it could you could have no trust in friends from that point on. But I guess it is the perspective of it's not like you are you, Josh. If people don't like you, that's
what
okay.
Casey's saying. Not everyone will like you, and it's just a fact of life. I get that.
Yeah. Okay. But you're also making up stories about my mum. Other people may not like you, but she does.
Yeah. George is actually looking out for the reputation of his mother. Like, my mother doesn't hate anybody. That's what George is saying.
No, I think your mum's great. I think your mum's fit just like every other mum in the squad, which is something that came up on the...
I thought you'd be good with mums. I thought you'd be very mum
No,
kind of guy.
I think that's a thing. Like, I'm probably the most likely to
kiss a mum.
Yes. No, I think that I'm probably the most likely to hang out all the mums. Like, I think that I could run some sort of event, like a scones. We make scones and shit, and we just fucking chill out. And anyway, I think that's go on. Sorry. George, okay. What have you got for TJ?
Last one. Sorry, TJ.
Yes.
It's one for Bodie. It's
This is what happens, mate. Your life, as soon as you become a fucking parent, it's not about you anymore.
None of it's yours.
Seth Godin gives me a book that's for Bodie.
This is beautiful.
Like,
so what's the significance of this book, George?
Yeah, I can't. Hang on.
Well, there's no real significance. I think it's just a really good book, and you can watch the animations on Netflix. I think. Room on the Broom.
Can you show me the front of it again?
She couldn't see it on your bookshelf in the Insta story that you did recently. So that's why she sent it down.
Interesting. Can I don't want to railroad this with on the gift thing, but Crystal says, I think this is outrageous. Crystal says, what other people think of you is none of your business anyway.
True.
Yeah, true.
No, I don't know. Why can't it be your, why can't it be your business? No,
because
people can have their own thoughts, and
but then isn't there? Don't they then project how they feel about you onto you, and then it does become your business?
If it's your housemate,
well, I think it becomes your business when it's mentioned to you. If they can have their own thoughts, then that's none of your business. But as soon as that comes into contact with you, then absolutely it's your business, and you can just harass them.
Do you think? But the other problem is, this is the situation that I'm in, George. Your mum has probably liked me all along, but it's this very moment
now
set her off.
It's getting worse.
And so can we have a bit of a reset?
Yeah, yes. I'm happy to.
Because the thing is, I don't want it to, because I love your mum. I think she's so much fun. I want to her to be part of the book club. I want to, when we go to Byron and all that sort of thing, I don't want to become a thing where Tommy's always staying at her place and then I never consider, like we go to Byron and it's all weird. So reset.
Because that's what you will do. You'll get a motel down the street and I'll be staying at Kaz's joint.
Yeah.
Having wine on the deck with Kaz. We got a great cheese board.
And the thing is that Kaz and I were meant to be friends. We were meant to be friends, but I got insecure, So reset. Yep.
You brought it upon yourself.
Great. No, but
wait, that's not a reset statement, George. That's not that's a blaming statement. Can we just reset?
I thought you were going to do the statement.
No, it's no one's fault. I didn't bring it upon. Like there was just like a little bit of a mixed communication thing that's happened. Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
It was she didn't understand your shtick, you didn't understand hers, and you've made up all these stories, and now so it is your fault.
It's true. It's true. It's all signs point to your fault, Josh, on this one. But no, we're moving on.
There's no one's bad or good,
But she did hate you, according to you.
No, I projected my hate. And then put it through anyway.
How about we just say this? The truth is, Kaz has loved you all along, and she respects you and loves you, and you help her son. George is now part of the Gronk Squad. It'll be great to see from that side. She probably respects you a lot, Josh. So let's move on from that. Thanks, Kaz, for the present. Looking forward to reading that one. What is it? Cat on a broom? Broom on a
broom on the broom.
Broom on the broom.
There's no cat involved.
My niece calls it. Which
there's no cat on the.
Yeah, there's a cat at the front.
There.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a cat there.
Is that an in-joke?
What to do with that?
Is it an in-joke? Yeah. No, because I think that the idea is that, this witch is flying everywhere and people keep asking for a lift on the broom. So they say, is there any more room on the broom? And then it gets more and more full. Beautiful story.
I love that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I think I've read that. How old is that book?
I think it's... Yeah, I think it's old.
I feel like I don't know. Remember that.
You can see when it was first published. What's a book from your childhood that you remember? There's one for me. It's called Ebenezer, and it was a bit scary. Like I remember being a bit scared of it, and it was about this train and this haunted train, and the woman's name was Ebenezer, and my dad used to read it to me, and he still says, "Do you want me to read you Ebenezer?" Anyway. Yeah,
Ebenezer. I've never heard that name outside
Ebenezer. Yeah,
I forgot to say what she sent me.
Oh yeah,
which you could read into a bit.
Okay. Wait, so you're part of the problem now?
Here we go.
Okay,
talking with psychopaths and savages and evil. A deeper journey into the minds of the most cold-blooded killers. So. So that's for me.
Jeez.
That's so good.
I love it.
No, I think your mum is very generous.
Generous.
Thank you, Kaz. Yeah, it's lovely.
Thanks, Kaz.
What are you guys doing tonight? What's the plans, George?
No plans. I'm gonna go and play some ping pong this Savi downstairs. And
your sister's got a.
We're gonna watch 1917. Thought it'd be nice.
Before you talk about the 1917,
I can't wait to watch that.
Really? Has it just come out, or is this?
That's the one that Ryan Shelton was talking about. That they filmed it in a way that it looks like a one-shot film.
Oh, cool.
So you don't actually.
You were telling
all
me
the
about
cuts
that.
are covered up.
George, you were telling me about that this week, right?
Was that?
Was that you? Was someone else
No, I don't think.
We had a coffee the other morning.
So, George, your sister brought out a saxophone during kick-ons.
Yeah, she did. Because you were playing a song. What? Ministry
I think it might have been
Sound?
Cat Empire or something. I don't know. There was was a song. I don't think it was Cat Empire, but they do use some. But there was a sax being played. Yeah. And she brought it out.
She's like, "Oh, this would be funny." So she wanted to come on camera with the sax, and but she can't really play. It's a very expensive saxophone.
Well, that's what you said. You said,
really?
"What do you do? Like, you can't even play the $4,000 saxophone," and that blew my mind. Is that how much saxophones cost?
Yeah, this was years ago. She got that. She got that for.
Why did she have it?
I think she was going to play when she was younger. I think she was probably like, I want to say like 18 or even younger, I reckon, when she got that. And it cost so much then. They're expensive instrument. So she keeps it more now just for just because it's a nice instrument to have.
To bring out for drinks.
Yeah. Just bring out for drinks.
We just on the instrument thing, my grandmother was a musician. She was a violinist, and she had a violin that she sort of handed down, and my auntie had it, and my mum had it, and then they had it at this shop where it was they sell vintage violins, and it was there for a few years before they sold it. Have a guess how much it went for? A violin, just a little instrument,
$5,000
string instrument.
7.5.
No, I think it was like 18 grand.
Wow, that's a lot.
Crazy. Phenomenal. I mean, handcrafted, like 100-year-old violin or something ridiculous.
Was this were the books the announcement, George? I think you said yesterday I've got something for tomorrow.
Yeah, that was the announcement. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, can we mention what we're doing next week? Because I feel like it could potentially.
When aren't we?
We're going to do it. Yes, we're going to do it tomorrow. But then let's
do it tomorrow.
No,
we have to. You can't blow your load today. No, we have
Why
to
not?
wait.
We've got this is George saved the surprise. Tomorrow we've got a surprise which we'll announce on episode 700.
Okay.
Yeah,
it is good.
You nearly blew your load last week about it.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah.
Remember that? We had to.
I get excited. I just like the thing is I prefer to yeah.
I mean, we're all excited. It's going to be great.
I prefer to share the I think that where that sort of blow the load thing falls flat is what I'm trying to do is share the load. I want to everyone to enjoy it. I want everyone
can have the load.
It's called tomorrow.
Yeah,
You're as impatient as my son. I tell him we got to watch something tonight. He said, "Not tonight." And then you say tonight, and it is the night, and he says, "Not tonight." He thinks tonight's a bad thing.
Really fun, like it's far away.
He wants it now. Yeah, it's just like you want it now. I respect it, but we're not doing it.
But tomorrow, Friday night drinks, I just say 700. It was amazing. I'm loving it so much, and also the thing is,
best one.
It was definitely the best one, and the thing is,
I think last night was great.
Yeah, the other thing too is, even though I'm spiraling today a tiny bit, very small amount. I've gotten into a good headspace where I feel comfortable with the music. I feel comfortable with everyone. I'm not spiraling in that regard. So if you do join Friday Night Drinks, there is no drama. It's all fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so impressed how you handled the spilt drink yesterday. Like that could have blown up.
He didn't handle it. Mrs. Chores
DJ
did.
Precious. That's very true. That is very true. But you could have had the biggest.
Yeah,
the biggest.
I could have. That's what I was saying. I said to Bree, if it was red wine, I reckon the party would have been over. Just because. Yeah. Oh yeah, it would have been too much.
Would have been over too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It would have been a nightmare.
All right, let's finish off. So lots of comments going through.
Casey asked, "Josh, are you bad at keeping secrets?"
Yeah. Yes is the answer to that.
I don't know.
No, you've told me you're bad at it. You've actually told me you're bad at it.
I'm not good.
You're definitely
I reckon I'm really
Every
good.
conversation that Grace and Seb's have, you come out
bring out on the show.
Talk about it.
No,
that is very true. I reckon I'm good at keeping secrets.
Do you?
Yeah.
But you're only as good as your weakest link. So if you tell me, then you leak your bucket.
Yeah.
No, I think, I
think it's an important trait in someone to be able to keep something to themselves.
Yeah. I think maybe, I don't know. Is that an attack by is Casey sort of, why does Casey bring that up? But we don't have to speak about it now anyway. But I'm happy that maybe we could do
she brings it up, Josh, because you wanted to, we had a pact, not a pact, we just made it out. I think you actually came out with it, that at 700 was when we'll talk about it, and everyone else is just going with it.
Yeah.
And good.
I think it's the whole test and learn thing. It's like, let's just bring it all in early. Like, I think that's the whole, if you think about it, I reckon with every sort of business deal we've ever done or things like that, I always do things too early. Like, we hired 97 as an employee way earlier than what we should. Like, I go, mate, let's fucking do it. You know, let's make this, and it ends up like it's always harder.
I mean, we took a lease on a building.
Yeah,
probably too early. We could have.
Yeah, we do those things.
We could have taken that money.
Yeah,
we're waiting for tomorrow.
But I don't think it's the same. I don't think you can extrapolate from that to a announcement or.
Well, I just think I'm impatient. I'm just like, let's do the thing now. Because everyone's wanting to know
1 week ago then, or 3.
And that's why I wanted to. I wanted to mention. I brought it up on Monday, but I brought it up on Monday.
Tomorrow's going to fall flat. It's going to fall flat tomorrow. If we episode 700, if we don't have, if we're not announcing what we're doing, then it's going to be a bit of a drainer.
Sunday, mate. We got no content. No content for Sunday. We need to save something. Save it for the show. Save it for the show, Josh.
Yeah, can I
save it for the show.
How are you feeling,
thanks for everyone who came. I was wrapping up, Josh.
No, can I just find it? I just want to see how George is going.
I'm feeling good. Yeah, feeling great. I'm a bit pissed off.
When
are you
going to have that wine in the bottom of the your camera?
Yeah, that's a double. It's a double Magnum.
Double
champagne.
What does that mean?
Not sure what that means, but when are you drinking?
Prosecco.
Prosecco. Okay.
Magnum. That's the size of it. Huge.
Double Magnum. It's like 3 liters or something, or 4 liters. Maybe.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Jesus.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know if we'll ever have it.
You will.
It'll be for the. Can you
need to have like a big party?
Maybe we can do it tomorrow.
No. Can we pop 700 on your 100th hump day replay?
Hump day.
Can we pop that?
That's a great idea.
Oh yeah, great idea. We'll do that.
100th.
That's a lot of. That's two.
I'm just locking him in for. I'm just locking him in for 100 of those things because I love them. It's good.
Thanks, mate.
All right, guys. Sev's just quickly, because Josh did ask, what are we doing tonight? I'm having a lamb roast. And Sev's, what are you doing? I mean, I just revolve the night around the food and wine. So that's about it.
Well,
Sev's?
I mean, I'm not sure what I'm doing food-wise, but we are playing board games tonight. So that'll be fun.
Cute. Very cute.
Bit of Cluedo, bit of potentially Monopoly.
Mm-hmm. Monopoly's
great. Love Cluedo.
What do you like about Cluedo, George?
The detective aspect.
Aren't we wrapping up the show?
TJ's just like, let's go.
Yeah. we're wrapping up the show. You don't need to ask him another question.
He says, I like Cluedo, and I meant to leave that fucking piece of gold.
Oh, great, George. Yeah, great. I love Cluedo.
Yeah, thanks, George. We'll see you tomorrow.
You don't say you like Cluedo without meaning something. I want to know why I like Cluedo, but we can talk about it tomorrow. But
we can talk about it.
Is there a 3-second answer to why you love Cluedo?
It's a great detective game that tests your brain and
3 seconds,
that's pretty much it. Yeah. It's a detective game. I love detective. I love being I reckon I'd be a pretty good detective.
Really? I reckon you'd be a great detective.
Yeah, and you've got the moustache.
You've got the mo.
Yeah. Look at it.
Yeah. The uniform. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be great.
Detective George, over and out.
Georgie boy.
It's a daily talk show. See you tomorrow, guys. Episode 700 with a big announcement. See you then. Bye.
See you guys.